Every studio wants all of their films to succeed, but sometimes a particular movie will have more riding on it than others. That's the case with the new Warner Brothers film, Wonder Woman. Why is this movie so important? I'm John Campea, and this is the 5 reasons why Wonder Woman absolutely must succeed. Reason number 1 that it must succeed: to start the recovery from 3 divisive films in a row. Man of Steel, which I still contend is a fantastic film, Batman vs. Superman, and Suicide Squad were the first 3 offerings out of the gate for the newly minted DC Cinematic Universe. However, it hasn't been the start the company and their Warner Brothers overlords have exactly hoped for. With the exception of Suicide Squad's box office return, which actually kind of overperformed, the 3 films have underwhelmed financially and have been divisive at best and hated at worst with audiences and critics. In a world which no less than 6 comic book movies have broken the magical $1 billion mark at the box office, one would imagine that a new Superman, and certainly a Batman vs. Superman movie, would have no difficulty achieving the symbolic mark. However, neither even came close. So with Man of Steel taking in $668 million and just a 55% Rotten Tomatoes score, Batman vs. Superman taking in $873 million and a lowly 28% rating, and Suicide Squad making a grand total of $745 million but just hitting a critical rating of 25%, it's safe to say that the DC Cinematic Universe needs a certified hit, both financially and critically, to position itself better for all the future films Warner Brothers hopes to do in the future. Reason number 2 it must succeed: to open the door for more big-budget, female-directed films. What do Spider-Man, X-Men, Ant-Man, Man of Steel, Doctor Strange, Thor, Suicide Squad, X-Men 2, Spider-Man 2 and 3, The Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, Logan, Deadpool, Catwoman, Punisher, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Dark Knight all have in common? None of them were directed by women, like not one. As a matter of fact, with the exception of 2008's Punisher Warzone, no comic book movies have been directed by a woman. Look, being 0 for 5 isn't much to talk about. Being 0 for 10 is concerning, but by the time your industry hits 0 for 30, you have to be in grand epic denial to not acknowledge there is an epic problem when it comes to equal opportunities for female directors. Look, I'm not suggesting there's some crazy anti-woman conspiracy, but you'd have to be an absolute moron to not at least see that there is an issue. Well, that trend changes, at least momentarily, with Wonder Woman and the talented filmmaker Patty Jenkins at the helm. Jenkins directed the 2003 film Monster and its lead actress Charlize Theron to her first Academy Award win. Monster was also named as an American Film Institute Movie of the Year. Yet despite all of the acclaim and Oscar attention, Patty hasn't had the opportunity to direct another feature film since. That's 13 years, idiot. So directing Wonder Woman is a big deal and incredibly significant. Hollywood needs to see that a female director at the helm can indeed result in a comic book movie that is a fan favorite and financially lucrative. Reason number 3 it must succeed: for Justice League. Momentum is a real thing, and in the movie world, it's something you always want to have on your side. The last thing the execs at Warner Brothers want is to go into the Justice League movie coming off of 3 divisive films and all the divisive chatter and buzz that goes along with it. What they do want is to go into Justice League on November 17th with the buzz and critical acclaim of a highly successful Wonder Woman movie. It's all a question of narrative at this point. The narrative they want is one about how DC films are back on track, about how the audience left seeing Wonder Woman excited and highly motivated to get back to the theater to see her again in November. Because whether we like it or not, and regardless on if it's fair or not, the narrative today is one of anxiousness, of doubt, maybe even a little skepticism. A successful Wonder Woman movie changes that to one of excitement, of anticipation, to one of optimism. That's the story we need. That's what the Justice League needs. Reason number 4 it has to succeed: for the future of female superhero movies. Okay, I get it. It would be disingenuous to say that Hollywood hasn't made any female-led superhero movies. They have. They've actually made a bunch of them. Unfortunately, the legacy of movies like Catwoman, Supergirl, Barbed Wire, and Elektra haven't exactly provided the strongest business case for producers to spend hundreds of millions of dollars on making new ones. However, there hasn't been one since Jennifer Garner played Elektra all the way back in 2005. So it's taken 12 years for Hollywood to venture out and roll the dice on a female-centric superhero movie again. Yes, films like Gotham City Sirens, Batgirl, and Captain Marvel are all on deck, but should Wonder Woman fail, a couple of those titles could suddenly be on shaky ground. Again, it's about momentum, and female-led superhero movies need a lot of it right now. Reason number 5, it absolutely must succeed. For the health of the comic book genre. Okay, to be honest, this point isn't one that just applies to Wonder Woman. It applies to all comic book movies, but Wonder Woman is certainly no exception. Yes, many of us who consider ourselves plugged into the world of film fandom know very clearly which movies are Fox, which movies are Marvel, and which movies are DC. However, most of us often forget that we don't represent the majority of the film-going audience. Most average moviegoers couldn't care less and certainly couldn't tell you if Ant-Man was on the Avengers, the Justice League, or the frickin' Dallas Cowboys. They just know that they're going to see a superhero movie, and as such, if they have a good time seeing it, they're more likely to come back to see more. If they don't like it, they're less likely to return when the next comic book movie comes out. Therefore, a strong showing by Wonder Woman doesn't just mean good news for Justice League in November, it also bodes well for Spider-Man Homecoming in July, and Thor Ragnarok in November as well. So there you have it, 5 reasons why Wonder Woman must succeed. Look, the main point that I'm trying to get across here is that all of us should want Wonder Woman to work. Regardless if you consider yourself a comic book movie fan, a Marvel fan, or a DC fan, all that we should be hoping for is that Wonder Woman works. Maybe it'll be great and maybe it'll suck, but we should all be cheering for the first. Because the results of a successful Wonder Woman movie means the benefits will be for the entire industry and benefit us as film fans as well. So that's our 5 reasons why Wonder Woman must succeed. My name is Campea. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you next time.